What's up, y'all? So I have my Bonafide XTR130. I'm in the marsh doing a little sight fishing, and I wanted to just go ahead and kind of run through how this boat is performing, because if you're looking for like a flats boat or a marsh boat or some kind of inshore fly fishing, conventional fishing, I think this is a really good option for you. A couple of things you're going to notice: it's super stable, tons of places for gear, got lots of storage, seat's super comfortable. I have an NT300, and I've got 2 batteries today, so my range is like, I think it's like 16 miles if I go through both batteries at 100%. So, and I'm going about 6 to 7 miles per hour. But the first thing you'll see, large casting deck up here. So I'm using it more to stage my stuff so I can transition between poling and casting. Right now I'm fly fishing. But I'll show you how easy this is to pole. I was really surprised. It's a big boat, 170 pounds, 12.5 feet. It's like 40 something inches wide. I was expecting it to be kind of a barge, but you can see even now, the little bit of wind pushes this, and that's because it doesn't really have a keel. It's pretty much like spoon shaped on the bottom. So in a high wind, I don't know if this would be great, but like moving through the marsh, pivoting and turning quickly with just a paddle, super nice. I'm using like an 8-foot stand-up paddleboard. Gives me some reach. I can also push off the mud, and then all I do is I can drop that right there, pick up my fly rod and make cast, and it's super quick. But I'll show you kind of just the paddling part of it right now. You'll notice no hull slap. Like when you're pushing in, that's the big thing for me, because that's what spooks fish. But even going into a little bit of wind right now, it takes a little bit to get it moving, but once you get it going, it moves really well. So right now you can see I have a little bit of wind. And almost no hull slap. It just slices through the water. Pretty easy to push. Not a lot of work. It's not the fastest, but if you want something super stable, put all your gear on top of, and catching some giant fish. It's pretty shallow right here, you can see. Yeah. And it pulls over that pretty well. Like the big thing for that is you got to kick the motor up, but the boat itself, so I can get up there pretty far. Like that's, I don't know, 4 inches of water, and it's pulling through that pretty well. And back up. We'll get out here where there's a little bit of wind. I'll show you, give you a better idea of the bow slap and the chop if you're running and pushing this into any type of, you can see that's super shallow. Like I said, this thing, it turns so easy because it doesn't have a keel. So if somebody else is pulling this thing would be a breeze. Or using an NT300 on the back to, but even by myself, it's not super hard. It's really nice if there's a little bit of a harder bottom that you can push off of, like I'm doing right now. I will say that it does kind of want to spin on you a little bit if you push on one side and let it go, because of that rounded hull. It doesn't hold a very good track, but if you're pivoting and you're turning, like, you just gotta kind of account for that a little bit, and it's not a big deal. It's not like I wouldn't be out here trying to paddle this around a fish, so I want something that will slide over the water more than I really care about it tracking. And right now I have my NT300 is up, so if I wanted some better tracking, I would drop that in the water and basically give myself a rudder. When that's down, man, this thing tracks great. But when you have that up, the back wants to spin, the front wants to spin. It's not such a big deal that it's aggravating or anything. It's just something you just have to account for. Try not to make too much noise in my paddle so y'all can hear the slap if there is any. What I love most about it though is just to be able to stand up. You have that huge platform on the front right there. Drop your paddle, pick up the fly rod. You can strip line out on top of it. So just if you're going to go from, just to demonstrate, like just making a quick cast, Like it's just that fast. And I just leave line, strip into the floor. I'll leave enough line out that it loads easy enough. And then you just keep on going hunting. And you can hear the waves kind of kicking up against the bank there. It's not super windy today. Let me get going a little bit and see if you can pick up some of that noise. Because there's almost none. And what I like about running this is like the tiller, like I'm gonna transition here in just a minute. I just go back there, kick the motor up. I can pull through the shallowest. And then if my motor fouls, like in grass or seaweed or anything like that, like it happens a lot where I live, like with the hydrilla, I can just clean all that out. I don't know how you clean it out, if you have a black box back there or something, or a bunch of rods behind you. One of the reasons why I went with the NT300 is because I have a lot of grass where I fish, a lot of lily pads, and occasionally the lily pads will clog it up, but the hydrilla just like, it just wraps around it almost like a sponge and just collapses around it. Just, there's nothing to do about it. All right, I'm gonna run over there, see what we see. I don't even, usually I just leave everything. Just drop the motor, turn it on, and we're gone. And that's it. I'm telling you, this is a great boat for fly fishing. I've showed it in just a fly fishing video, but if you're looking for like an inshore boat, it's been super impressed with it so far. First trip out with it, I got no complaints. I love having all the storage, love the stability. I love having this motor. I might look at getting a saltwater trolling motor when you're in like 2 to 3 feet of water. But when you get into like 8 to 10 inches of water, you're pretty much gonna have to pole anyway. But being able to run both on a single platform is pretty cool. So I'm digging it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you got any questions, let me know. Okay, so a lot of y'all asked me how bad the Bonafide XTR130 is to paddle, and it's not terrible. You have to keep in mind that the hull is more spoon shaped, so the trolling motor moves it quickly, but the wind also pushes it. But as far as paddling, like when I get into places like this, I prefer to paddle through that because you're quieter. Your trolling motor will cut through it, but it's like ta-ta-ta-ta-ta, and it gets all tangled up, and you hit a tree or stuff like that that's in the water, and that makes a ton of noise, and then you end up spooking everything. But I'll paddle it, and you can see, and then there's a little bit of wind. You can see how quickly this boat gets pushed by the wind. But it turns pretty quick, and once you get it going, it's not bad at all. But it really doesn't track because it doesn't have a keel. So would you want to paddle this? No, I wouldn't want to paddle this. My trolling motor is the way to do this, but you can kind of see we're already starting to drift. Like I was going towards there and we're already here. And then you can kind of see how I keep my paddle straight. But the other part though is that it corrects super fast. So on a river, this would probably be a great little boat on like something that didn't have a lot of flow, but you just need a little turn and twist. Doesn't maneuver quickly, but it does. You can see like one paddle stroke and you're able to correct. But that also means the wind's going to push it. So it is what it is. I wouldn't paddle this boat unless it was an emergency or pushing through places like this where you want to get back in some places. But it is doable. I mean, this is not bad. Appreciate the cut down sides. And I have a ton of gear. I have my Minnkota. I got a 50 amp hour battery up there. That's 10 pounds. I got my 36 volt battery behind me with my NT300. So gear wise, this plus all of that And I'm not out of breath. This isn't bad. It's not bad at all. Slow. You're not gonna be breaking any speed records or anything, but the other thing is if you're, I'd say 6 foot or so, you can probably push this seat all the way forward and you don't even need those foot pegs. I took mine out. I took them off because I've been fly fishing from it and I don't like them in the way. But that's it. I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna drop my trolling motor again. Go see if we can find some fish.